Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode with Tyler on GTA 5 managing to wedge a police car. In fact, managing to wedge it in a weird and unusual place. This vehicle has some crazy physics. It does bounce around in a bit of a peculiar way at the best of times, but yeah, managing to get it stuck vertically in a tunnel is actually quite impressive. I didn't know you could do that. We move next to Red Faction Guerrilla. What a wonderful game this one was. He's crazy destructible scenery and buildings, and in this case a bridge. Unfortunately, well, it's probably not a great idea. It's probably not a great idea to drive underneath the bridge that you have just exploded. Yeah. They can't leave the vehicle because the mission, whatever the mission they're on, doesn't let them leave the vehicle, so they are just sort of stuck in the floor, having driven into the debris field of the bridge. Detour Productions up next on The Long Drive. Now, they have discovered a new sort of transport. I have to say, it is quite impressive. So, it turns out, if you put the binoculars on the floor and stand on them, you can essentially fly. Yes, we are using binoculars to fly. Now that is quite impressive. As I said, I've seen many sorts of transport in this series. I have not come across binoculars that let you fly. And amazingly, they're trying to get to stuff like the water tower. They managed to sort of catch it and vaguely sort themselves out to get on the top. Now, you're not really supposed to be able to get up here. I guess the flying broom would let you get up here. But yeah, you're not normally supposed to get up there. Unfortunately, when they fall off, they try to repeat the trick, and the fall down didn't quite go as smoothly. It is a new form of transport, but it is somewhat dangerous. It's somewhat dangerous on that one. Safi is up next on Flat Out. No new mode of transport for this one. No, they've just been beaten by a fence. Sometimes the binoculars make you fly, sometimes the fence eats your car, and you get quite stuck. I actually love as well as the fence is opening, the car is still sort of stuck in it. Ivan up next on Richard Burns Rally. I mean, you know what's going to happen. With a rally car, you can see the ditches on either side, and sure enough, there we go. Fiesta goes for a merry dance. Thankfully, I say thankfully for the Fiesta, less thankfully for us. The trees on the outside managed to stop it. Yeah. Those ditches on rally cars are always dangerous. Arc Zero on Grid is finding a new way to have an accident, going around the reverse layout of Le Mans, managing to bounce over a curb, launch the LMP car off a tyre bundle, and we're going to go for 3 rolls and surprisingly good landing. Wouldn't recommend it, but landed an awful lot better than I ever expected. But Ice Sloth up next on Trackmania. Now, This game you go very quickly. It's very easy to make little mistakes and get things slightly wrong, and sure enough, clonk the wall on the way up, try to sort of take a smooth run. However, I guess it's like an anti-gravity pad thing, whatever it is, manages to fly the car back up into the gate. It gets pinned there for a little bit before sliding down the hill. Okay. A little bit unfortunate, that one. The reset point, though, has got even worse. It does eventually put the car back down, but yeah, reset being stuck upside down. I mean, that's the end of your run at that point. That is the end of that. Snide up next on Need for Speed Payback, and well, I believe the map is not loading in properly for the player car. Some of the terrain's not really working when they're looking forward, but the police cars are definitely not working properly. That's not how any of you should be visiting. I mean, the FailRace Police Department, they do have some tricks. They do have some special abilities. This is a new one. They're testing the new hover car. I mean, we had hover cars in Hunt the Survivors not so long ago, so why not have hovering police cars and all that? Blazer is next on iRacing. This is at Nürburgring at the very start. I think it was Nürburgring 24 Hour or something they were doing, and it's gone wrong. It's gone really wrong. That is a track blocking accident. I mean, they do happen, of course, at the Nordschleife, but that is not what you need. That is not what you need at all. I mean, everybody actually did a pretty good job of sorting themselves out. A much better job than a bunch of AIs would have done, trying to sort themselves out. And there's a little bit of bumping along the way, but they do kind of get around it, and they can sort of get clear and carry on. But yeah, that's not what you want. It's not what you want. It's not what you need at the start of a really long run. I guess it spreads everybody out a bit. Well, everyone further back out a little bit as you go onto the onto the full circuit and whatnot. And finally, we have Rob on Farming Simulator. Now, they are driving around when they spot a traffic jam. Now, not wanting to wait in said traffic jam because, you know, the AIs are a bit derpy, they decide to try and go around it, and when they realise there's a car down here, they try to climb over it because, well, they're in a tractor. Now, theoretically, not the worst idea in the world. In practice, quite well, isn't the worst idea in the game. In practice, it doesn't really work. You see, the thing is, while the tractor itself, surprisingly, can actually climb over the car, the trailer's not going to do that. And sure enough, now we've made things a million times worse. That's now we have one tractor stuck on the roof of the car, one tractor stuck not able to make the corner, and the traffic's not going to be going. And yeah, maybe in this instance, a little bit of patience would have been the way to go. Possibly. Certainly this wasn't the way to go. This wasn't the way to go at all. But there we have it. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via a Google form. There'll be a link to it in the description. All the rules and how it works can be found on there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.